Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Taddy. I'm an astrologer and I make videos on astrology, self-growth, self-care, self-love. So if that interests you, please continue watching, please subscribe. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about Venus signs. So I'm going to go through all the Venus signs and you'll get to know a bit more about your Venus sign. First off, what is your Venus sign? Your Venus sign is what you value. It is how you show love and affection. It is understanding, okay, this is something that is so important to me and this is how I can communicate that, right? So whereas our moon sign is how we like to be nurtured and taken care of and what we feel is love for us in terms of our inner self, our Venus sign can often indicate how we express our love. How do we show it to the world and how do we value ourselves in this way? Like, what are our priorities? What are our values? And oftentimes it's important to look at our Venus signs in terms of our values because that's going to help us understand why we make the choices we make. Okay, so I hope that helps in terms of a general description. Let's get right into this. Let's start off with Venus in Aries. Venus and Aries people, they love passionately. They love fiercely. They love the chase. They love to chase people in terms of love. And they kind of have to learn how to let the other person chase too. They are just very much about the excitement, the pleasure, the wanting things right away. They can be a bit impatient in love and they can feel like it's not fun if it's not fast, right? And they have to kind of take back their drive a little bit in terms of giving the other person some space, giving the other person some time. They can sometimes feel like they're bored easily if someone cannot keep up with their excitement, if someone cannot keep up with this, right? So they have to kind of learn how to find someone who's very, very interesting to them, someone who excites them, who is always up to do something new, who's always up to do something a bit more creative, a bit more outgoing, a bit more fun, a bit more flirty. I think Venus in Aries is very, very flirty. And I think this is such an interesting placement. I think there's such beauty in Venus and Aries because it's just like, okay, let's just show people what we have. Let's just go out there. Let's like live life. And I think in terms of their love language, I kind of want to go through this aspect, right? Like in terms of Venus and Aries, in terms of their love language, I feel like they are very good at giving physical touch and words of affirmation because it's fast, it's fun, right? It's like, okay, let's talk this person up. What I think it's called gas them up. Let's gas them up, right? So I feel like they're very good at that. And I think they're just very, very outspoken and they say what they want. They're not afraid to say what they want in terms of this. I mean, it always depends on your Mercury sign and your other placements. They value independence. They do really value their own independence. They want to find a partner who's okay with this as well. And they also value taking the lead, going fast, and they need to find someone who's able to match their energy or is able to balance them out and like calm them down a bit in the best possible way. Let me know if this resonates with you. If you have Venus in Aries, let me know in the comments. Moving on to Venus in Taurus. So this is such a beautiful placement. Venus loves being in the sign of Taurus, and Venus and Taurus people, they really value consistency. They really value physical pleasures of life. They love being sensual. They love physical touch. They love gifts. They love quality time. They love to show love in a very material sense. This does not mean that they're materialistic. It just means that they understand the worldly pleasures and they want to experience life on the earthly plane. They could also just value nature so much more. They can value food. They definitely value food, and they really want to express love in a very consistent way. They would check up on your routine. They might be a bit slow in terms of taking the lead in terms of like a relationship, but they really value consistency. They're someone who would most likely text you every single day. They want someone who sees the value in a daily routine. They want someone who wants to experience luxury with them, who wants to just enjoy life. They really value quality time as well. They do value a lot of things. They can show love through quality time, through gifts, through acts of service. They are very giving. They're very generous in this way, depending on who, you know, in terms of if they're a more evolved version of themselves, they can be stingy with their things maybe early on if they feel like, if they really like you, they are very generous, right? But if they haven't worked on themselves, maybe they could be a bit more guarded. I see this love as a very grounded love, a very stable and consistent love. And I think this is so underrated because I think we definitely need this kind of love in our lives. Venus and Taurus people also just love art. They love seeing art. They like making art. A really, really great thing that they could do is they could often express their love through art or through objects that remind them of that person. They could express love through painting. They could express their love through food. They could express their love through so many different physical gestures because they want to show something concrete. They want to show how much they care about a person through a concrete way, a physical manifestation of their love. They like this idea, at least. And I think this is just a very lovely placement. This could just mean also giving someone a trip to nature. So if you have Venus in Taurus, let me know if that resonates with you in the comments. Moving on to Venus and Gemini. Okay, so Venus and Gemini is very interesting. They could be very flirty. They are very curious people. They really value curiosity. They really value having conversations about anything. They want to just talk about random funny things that happen to them. They really, really value people who express their ideas and different ideas and interesting ideas and how these ideas connect to one another. Venus and Gemini people can be a bit distracted in love in terms of how they show their love. They could feel a bit scattered in this way. They could feel like they can get bored easily, but they have to just find someone who values the same things as them in terms of curiosity, in terms of keeping their interest, who wants to explore the world with them in a very different way. They want someone who to explore their ideas with, right? Because they're not going to value someone superficial. They're not going to value someone who they can't have a conversation with, because words are very, very important to them because Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So they want someone who to have like conversations with, to bounce ideas off with. How Venus and Gemini people can show their love to someone is through words of affirmation, through physical touch. I think hand holding is also something that's very important for Venus and Gemini. I know that's not spoken about often, but because Gemini rules the hands, it might be interesting to do, you know, just try out holding someone's hand who has Venus and Gemini and see how they react. I think that's a very cute way. It's a very cute gesture that they can give. They also just really value fun, right? If you're not a fun person, if you don't value having fun, they get bored. They will get bored. They want someone to laugh with. They want someone to send memes to. They want someone to just pique their curiosity, learn more things with them. If you can learn something with a Venus and Gemini person, they value you so much more because they are like, wow, I get to have these conversations with this person. I get to advance my mind with this person. That's how you keep someone with Venus and Gemini interested. I also see Venus and Gemini people really valuing quality time as well because Gemini is the twins. They want to do activities together. They just want to have fun together. They want to like, you know, go thrift shopping or do something that is different and unique and play board games. They would probably really, really love board games. So I don't know. I feel like Venus and Gemini people have a bad rep in terms of not being loyal or not being consistent. But the thing is, they just have to find someone who is able to help them explore their mind and curiosity and fun in a very safe way. If they can find someone who does that, who interests them in that way, enjoys having fun with them, then they're committed, right? It really depends on the person. So please, and also your entire chart as well. So keep that in mind. But if you have Venus in Gemini, let me know if that resonates with you. Moving on to Venus in Cancer. Venus and Cancer people love through taking care of other people. They love through emotion. They are very loving, they're very giving. Venus and Cancer people show their love in almost all of the love languages because they are just so giving and so loving. I think they definitely give more. They have to be careful of over giving in relationships because they just want to help their partners so much. They want to just show love in different ways. I see them as huggers. I see them as showing love through making food for another person, through checking in to see if that person needs anything, through just being there and being empathetic and sympathetic when someone needs someone to listen to. And they can also just be very non-judgmental, which is a very beautiful trait for anyone. And I do feel like Venus and Cancer people, they're just very soothing to talk to. Venus and Cancer people really value art. They really value creativity in terms of expression of the emotions. They love poetry. They could just really value someone being in tune with their emotions. They want someone who's emotionally intelligent, right? Because they are so emotionally intelligent. And that's what they want. They want someone nurturing and caring. Cancer is often represented by the mother, so they have to be careful not to mother their partners. They have to be careful of this aspect. Venus and Cancer people really value the home. They really value their family, right? So they can value nostalgia, tradition, memories. I feel like Venus and Cancer people would give like memory boxes to people as gifts. Like they're so thoughtful and they're so nostalgic. Like if they have memories, like memory videos or memory sentimental things, that's what I feel like Venus and Cancer people would give to other people, right? And that's a perfect gift to give to someone with Moon in Cancer, for example. I feel like Venus and Cancer's love language is that they express love through all forms. I think they're very, very good with acts of service and quality time though. And I do feel like their words of affirmation is mainly listening. They really are there to be sentimental and thoughtful and caring, and they're really, really great listeners. And this is so underrated because you need someone there who's non-judgmental, who's protective. Venus and Cancer people are very, very protective as well because, you know, Cancer's the crab, and it's just a blessing to have someone with Venus and Cancer in your life. So let me know if that resonates with you. Let me know in the comments if that resonates with you. If you'd like a full birth chart reading with me, the link for that is down below. Moving on to Venus and Leo. Venus and Leo people, they really value creativity. They really value passion. They are so loving and giving. They're so creative. And they love through affection. I feel like they give a lot of words of affirmation to someone. They want someone to feel uplifted. They want someone to feel nurtured and cared for. They often are people who hype the other person up. I feel like they show love by encouraging others to go after their dreams and goals and ambitions. And I feel like Venus and Leo people really can showcase their partners on Instagram or social media because they just want to show the other person off, right? And they love this. They just love someone so much that they want to show that person off. They want to love in a way where it's creative, it's expressive, it's passionate. I think this is one of my favorite signs for Venus to be in because it's just so creative and so out there. They really value grand gestures. They can often express their love through grand gestures, and this doesn't mean that they necessarily like receiving grand gestures. You should check their moon sign for this, but this is what they want to do. Maybe they like want to stand outside with a boombox in front of your house, right? And play your favorite song. It could be things like that. That's a very Venus and Leo thing to do. They could want to do like a public announcement of an engagement. They could want to go overboard. They want it to be a public thing. They just want to show love in this way. Venus and Leo people are very generous. They often give gifts, but I don't think this is their main love language. I think they're just very generous people. I think they often give love through words of affirmation and quality time. I think those are the main two. I would love to hear your love languages if you have Venus and Leo and what the main ones are for you. But I feel like words of affirmation, quality time really hit high for them. And then it is, I think they're still very giving. I think acts of service is still up there. And then gifts are more so that they're just generous people. They just want to treat people. They just want to uplift people and show love in this way. they are just very warm people. They just show love in such a warm, caring way. I think they make amazing friends, amazing lovers, amazing partners. And yeah, if you have Venus and Leo, let me know if that resonates with you. I think the only thing to be careful of with Venus and Leo is if their partner is very shy or if their partner wants to be more secretive, it could be hard for Venus and Leo, right? Because they might want to give the grand gesture, and if the other person doesn't appreciate it, then that, you know, that can also cause conflict, so they always have to have a discussion about that. Let me know if that resonates with you. If you have Venus and Leo, if you'd like a full birth chart reading with me, the link for that is down below. Moving on to Venus in Virgo. Venus and Virgo people are very thoughtful, they are very considerate, they're very kind, they are very analytical. And this is very important to note. I know Venus doesn't love being in this sign traditionally, but I do feel like there's a lot of value with Venus and Virgo because they are very disconcerting with their love. They are very giving when they love someone. They are acts of service type of lover. They want to just help the other person so much. They want to help make their lives easier. They want something practical. They really value practicality in terms of their love. And their type of love is one where they want to help the other person succeed and grow, and they will do anything in their power to do so. They can be overgiving in this way when they do really love someone, so they have to kind of not overgive in this aspect. They need to learn and make sure that they aren't in that role. I have Venus in Virgo, and for me, love is something that is there for you. It's consistent, it's very reliable. Their love is super, super reliable, right? They are very thoughtful, they're very on the dot about things. They want to be there for you, they keep their word. That is a form of love, right? Keeping your word and having discussions and having conversations. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, so it's important to note that their kind of love in terms of showing affection is also just having deep conversations, having analytical conversations, having conversations that are intellectually stimulating is going to really, really make them attracted to you, right? So keep that in mind for Venus and Virgo. Let me know in the comments if that resonates with you, if you have Venus and Virgo, and if you'd like a full birth chart reading with me, the link for that is down below. Moving on to Venus in Libra. Venus and Libra people, they really value art, they really value beauty, they really value intellectually stimulating conversations as well. Venus loves being in the sign of Libra. It is such a beautiful placement, and they value harmony, they value compromise, they value justice, and they value just being socially aware of the situation, of everything. They value humanity in general, right? And Venus and Libra people, they want balance in relationships. They want harmony in relationships. So they're not gonna want fights. They want harmony. They want like just peace and balance. And I think this is such a beautiful thing. Venus and Libra people can show their love in all love languages because they are just more so, they're so giving, they're so loving, and they could really want to spend quality time with that person more so because Libra is duality, right? It is the sign of partnerships. And Venus and Libra people, they just want to spend time with their partner. They want to acknowledge how much their partner means to them. They want to show this and really uplift that person. I think Venus and Libra people really show their love through words of affirmation and through quality time, but I feel like they show it through all love languages as well. And it also depends on other aspects of your chart, but I think it's just always interesting to note that. And they could also really want to talk about art with their partner. They want to talk about different things that are happening in society with their partner. They really want to involve their partner in a lot of different areas of their life because they really value that. They really value different perspectives. They really value different opinions. Venus and Libra people are very overgiving because it is the sign of partnerships, right? So they have to be careful of codependency. They have to be careful of not being overly giving because they could just want to engulf themselves in a partnership or a relationship, right? And they could use that to avoid showing themselves love and to show themselves that same love that they give to others. So they have to be careful of that. Venus and Libra people are just very flirty, they're very fun, they're very outgoing, they love people, they love being around people, and it depends on the person, of course. They have to love that person. They seek beauty in the everyday often, and they really showcase that with their partners, with their friends. So that's just important to note. Let me know if that resonates with you, if you have Venus in Libra. If you'd like a full birth chart reading with me, the link for that is down below as well. Moving on to Venus and Scorpio. Venus and Scorpio people, they value depth. They really, really value depth. They really value people who go in deep in terms of their lives, who showcase everything out on the table. They want to dive in fast and hard in terms of relationships, in terms of uncovering their past, in terms of just getting to know someone on such a spiritual level. I really feel like Venus and Scorpio people want to just explore the depths with someone. They might be the person who really investigates and looks up everything about their partner or potential partner and really wants to get all the information of that person. They really want to scour the internet of that person because they want to know someone. They really, really want to know someone. They want to go in deep and hard, and they're fascinated by this. This is how they show their love. They're very passionate, intense people. And they could also be very private too. They could also be very private in terms of their love. They kind of don't want to express everything. They kind of keep things in secret in terms of not fully expressing their desire for that person. And they want the other person to make the first move. They could want the other person to show their love first before they show theirs. And this is just something that they have to be aware of, that they want to, it's like they have to remind themselves that they're safe to show their love. They have to remind themselves that it's safe to express love, because maybe they weren't taught this, right? Maybe they weren't taught this, and they really, really value taboo topics. They want to discuss things in depth. They want to discuss things that are maybe out of the norm, like astrology, like tarot, like aliens, like prisons, like mysteries, like they want to discuss everything that is a bit taboo and out there. That can be something that they really value. I think Venus in Scorpio people really show their love through acts of service and through quality time, because they just want to be in the energy of that person. They really want to be in the energy of that person. They want to express their love through acts of service. They might not really say, like, I think words of affirmation might be lower on the list for them because of this. They can be very private in terms of what they value. So that's just something to note. And if you have Venus in Scorpio, let me know in the comments if that resonates with you. If you'd like a birth chart reading with me, the link for that is down below as well. Moving on to Venus in Sagittarius. Venus and Sagittarius people are really, really fun. They really value fun. They really value intellectual pursuits. They really value information and knowledge and just storytelling. They love stories. They want to create stories in their lives. They really want to experience things. They really value experiences, and they can often show their love in this way. Maybe they want to go to a concert with their loved one. Maybe they want to go on a trip with their loved one. Maybe they want to just send each other like information or articles or memes or things of that nature, where it's very much this love of what's knowledge driven, what is intellectually stimulating, what is growth oriented. They show their love through growing with the other person, right? They want another person who will grow with them, and they really value growth in terms of individuality. They don't want someone who is clingy. They don't want someone who's very clingy. They just want someone who they're able to explore life with, right? In terms of a partner or even friends, right? They want friends who are very passionate about self-growth, and I think this is very important to them. Venus and Sagittarius people are just very passionate. They're very optimistic. I think Venus and Sagittarius people, they really show their love through words of affirmation, through quality time, in terms of, and also gifts, but also experiences, right? So they would more likely give gifts of experiences or knowledge instead of maybe physical, other ways of gift giving. Messages, they send people very uplifting messages, and they can just really want to showcase that in a way. They want to showcase that. I love this about Venus and Sagittarius. I love Venus and Sagittarius people because they're just so fun, and they're very uplifting, and they want someone in their lives who does the same. They want someone who is able to express this love to them in the same way. They just really value fun and play and creativity and expression in this way, right? They have to find someone that like they won't get bored with. I think the only thing that they have to consider is finding someone who isn't able to go along with their adventures. Like if they found someone who does not want the same things in terms of self-growth, in terms of adventure, in terms of excitement, in terms of thing, they could get bored easily, right? And they need to find someone who's able to match their energy in this way for them to stay interested and to stay in that relationship. Let me know if that resonates with you, if you have Venus in Sagittarius, and if you'd like a full birth chart reading with me, the link for that is down below. All right, moving on to Venus and Capricorn. Venus and Capricorn people are really about valuing consistency, valuing tradition. They can be a bit more traditional in terms of their love. They could really want that chivalry in terms of a relationship. They want someone who is chivalrous. They want someone who is able to provide for them in some way. They can provide for themselves quite fine. They could be completely good with money and finances. They really value money and stability and just having something consistent. They really value that, but they need to find someone who is able to show this to them as well, and they can give the same thing. They could really value traditional roles in a relationship a bit more so, or they could just bring in old family traditions into their relationship. All of us kind of do that. We do replicate our family patterns in this way, but like Venus and Capricorn people really value certain traditions that they've seen growing up, so they want someone who's able to do that for them. And they can show love through acts of service. They can show love through quality time. I think Venus and Capricorn people can also show their love through structures and systems. And I know that sounds strange, but because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn and it's all about structures and systems, Venus and Capricorn people can really help things keep running in a household in terms of their relationship. They could just be like, hey, like they could show love through the act of service of helping someone get organized, helping someone stay on top of things, helping someone grow in this way. Some people might say that Venus and Capricorn people can feel a bit cold because of this. They could feel like it's harder for them to express their love. They just might not be as loving with words of affirmation. They could just really go towards acts of service, right? And I think it's important to find someone where they recognize how giving Venus and Capricorn people can be. They have to really love this person to actually give themselves. People, they really value career advancement. And I just love how stable and grounded and consistent Venus and Capricorn people can be in terms of their love. They really could prioritize work more so. They are someone who they have to be careful that they don't become workaholics, because with Venus and Capricorn, Capricorn is often associated with work, and they could really value work. They could really value doing a lot of work. They could really value someone who is hardworking, but they have to be careful of not becoming workaholics themselves. They can show love through routines, right? Because they are so systematic and they're very good at creating systems and structures. They can show love through a routine, especially towards themselves and others. They could want someone to do a routine with them. They could want someone in their daily routine, and that's how you know they really love you, if they're including you in their daily routine in some form. Let me know if that resonates with you, if you have Venus in Capricorn. If you'd like a full birth chart reading with me, the link for that is down below. Moving on to Venus in Aquarius. Venus and Aquarius people are very much about valuing being different, being out there, being outspoken. They really value community. They really value their friendships. Venus and Aquarius people show their love through intellectually stimulating conversations. They show their love in different ways, and they could just really want someone to talk about anything with. They want someone who they could explore the realms of their mind with. Venus and Aquarius people can also really love new technology and really learning new ideas and structures and systems that are at place. They could really value just talking about things that are so different and out there, like aliens, like new age techniques and healing modalities like astrology or tarot. They just want something new and different, and they really value this because they value people who push things forward, who are different, who are out there, who are doing different things. And they can also just not want a traditional relationship in some way, or maybe they want to switch up a relationship in some form. This is not for every Venus and Aquarius person, but if they just want one love in their life, they need to find someone who's very intellectually stimulating, who is great with friends, who allows them to be independent and do their own thing, and also is doing their own thing, is being independent, who is out there. And I can see Venus and Aquarius people showing their love through words of affirmation and quality time, because they are just all about ideas. They really, really value ideas and curiosity in this way, and they really value community and friendships and someone to go to community events with, someone who really values the community and their friends as much as they do. Venus and Aquarius people can just show their love through doing something different. They could maybe give a very interesting art project to someone as a gift, or they could just really want to be there for you to talk and bounce ideas off with. They could want to start a podcast with you. They could want to explore things in a way where it's all about education or understanding things in a new way. Like they really, really value different perspectives. So let me know if that resonates with you, if you have Venus in Aquarius, and if you'd like a full birth chart reading with me, the link for that is down below. Moving on to Venus and Pisces. Okay, Venus loves being in the sign of Pisces. Venus in Pisces is so romantic, it is so nostalgic, it is so mesmerizing. Venus and Pisces people are so giving, and they're so loving in a way where people feel so seen and loved with Venus and Pisces people, because they can be so affectionate, they can be so romantic, they can be so dreamy. I think Venus and Pisces people would plan the best dates. They would consider everything. They would consider the atmosphere, the vibe, the artistic expression of the night. They would consider their partner so much. I also think Venus and Pisces people show love in all love languages. Like they are someone who can really look at their love and express it through words of affirmation, through quality time, through acts of service. Venus and Pisces people are just so artistic, they are so empathetic, and they are someone who are non-judgmental at all. Like they will be so amazing to talk to about anything you're going through. They're so understanding, and they just want to be there for you. They just want to be in someone's energy. I think sharing energy is one of the biggest things for them, because they just want to feel someone's energy. They just want to be around someone because they're so empathetic, and they can be emotional in terms of how they express their love, but the other person can feel like they're sincere. They can actually feel like they're very sincere. They're very much about engulfing the other person in this loving energy. And they do this through their aura. They could just be very giving. They can just be very generous. They want the other person to just feel so seen and heard. The thing with Venus and Pisces is that they have to be careful of romanticizing everything. They could romanticize so many different areas of their life, and this is great, but then they also have to learn how to be disconcerting with people. They have to learn how to pick partners that are actually going to be there for them, who are going to be consistent, and they have to learn how to do this for themselves. But they're so loving, they're so giving, they're so kind and considerate, and I think they make such amazing partners and such amazing friends because of this aspect. They could also show their love through music, through art, through dance, through doing activities together that feel like they're in a different world. Venus and Pisces people can be very nostalgic. They could just be so dreamy. They are constantly in this dream world about love. They're hopeless romantics. They're hopeless romantics to the T, and it's like a beautiful feeling, right? They just want to be in love so badly. They just have to be careful of like getting hurt, and they have to just learn how to be disconcerting with their love. And not everyone deserves their love, right? Because they're such loving people, not everyone deserves it. So they have to remember that. Let me know if this resonates with you. If you have Venus in Pisces, let me know in the comments down below. So these are all the Venus signs. Let me know if that resonates with you. And if you're interested in joining a very supportive, loving astrology and art-based community, I have the Moon Sign Creative Community over on Patreon. The link for that is down below. We do new moon and full moon events, and they're super fun. We'd love to have you there. And if you're interested in a one-on-one birth chart reading with me, the link for that is down below. And I'm happy to dive deeper into your chart to see different areas of your life and to also explore all your aspects in your chart, as they're much more complex than just one sign. But let me know if this is helpful. Let me know which video you'd like to see next. And I just want to say the universe has your back, and with peace and love, take care. Bye.